Alright. Welcome. This is an Aldens marked vibrating shuttle machine. It is actually an Eldredge design. I don't know if it was made by National or Mason or whoever, but Eldredge is the brand of this machine. And as you can see, I've already stripped it down. It's got quite a bit of tar on it from a smoker. So I've been cleaning on that. But I need to start putting some parts back on it. First, I'm going to put the length controller back on. So we'll need to put our scale back. And then once we have the scale back in place, I can fish around for that control arm in there. Because there's a control arm that runs in a slide in the body. Alright, I wasn't thinking I had to put these two pieces back in the sonic cleaner to get them cleaned out. So as you can see, the slide goes in here and it screws into a bracket that's on a rod in here. And in order to make that go in place, I'm gonna have to there's a hole behind the motor mount, and I'm poking a chopstick in there. See our slider in there. Now I need to get I'm going to use another chopstick to fish from the front side here. There we go. Okay. Now my front chopstick is in the screw hole. For that slide, and with the front chopstick in the screw hole for the slide, there we go. So now the slide is in place, and put our adjustment nut in there, and it slides all the way up to a mark of 6 and down to a mark of 20. And there's a crank yoke in here. And then when you slide this block up, it's the pivot point for that yoke. So that pivot is up here or down there to change our stitch length. Alright. So that's back on. I won't need to fish through the back side anymore. Let's continue to add our parts back to this machine. I've got the cover for the needle bar. And the nice thing about this machine is that they made those two parts, the cover for the needle bar and the cover for the presser bar, different sizes. So just apply oil liberally all over inside here. The machine is spinning very nicely, so that's the tiny screw with a shoulder that holds this cover in place so that you can loosen it a little bit and slide it to oil under there, and then snug it back up. Get that all oiled as we go here. There's a little cover for the front here that you can swing sideways to oil all the pieces in the column here. I'm going to put my hand wheel on. This machine has a split washer spring that goes on the back side there to help push the hand wheel away when you release the clutch nut. Alright, helps if I put it on the right way around. This oil hole is supposed to be on the outside. Now the lock washer for this machine has two sides tabs. So it's got the two tabs and one of them sticks in, and that's where the that's where the knock or the stopper for the release comes out. So you put this in and put your, so I'll put that tab on top, and then we'll put our lock nut on, and we'll see. There we go. It came out on the bottom, so that means that we'll have plenty of room to loosen that all the way up away from the stop motion clutch nut or clutch washer. Alright, so that's all that. Get our tensioner back on first. So here's the bumper for the tensioner, the release pin, and then the body of the tensioner, the post of the tensioner rather, screws in like a lot of older machines. And just give it the tiniest little snug there. And then this tensioner has pins on the edge, or holes on the edge, to get this spring tension. And our tension discs then right. They don't fit over the threads. Sorry, this post also holds that spring in place. So to put this post in like so. And now, I don't know how this machine threads. If it comes out here, I guess I'm going to have to look up how this machine threads, because I did not make note of where this spring ended up. I didn't make note of where the spring was when I took this apart. So I'll have to look that up and correct it. But with that in place, our release washer goes on, and then there's a peg on the release washer that fits into this lifter here, and that peg keeps the lifter from turning so that your spring is never interfered with. I can already see what happened here. I need to switch. No. The spring is shaped wrong for that to be true. Alright, I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to look that up and figure it out. Let's pop our end cover on. Alright, very simple end cover here. Needle plate. Slide our covers on. It's got a warning about using genuine needles, along with the patent cover, patent notice on the back here. And we'll drop our delightful bullet-shaped hold-down nut in so that it's a little easier to deal with this, moving it around.